Hello, everybody. What's up with that funky title? Look in here. Those are my old shop lights. Look up there. Holy moly. It is probably twice as bright in here as it was before. This is so much stronger, better lighting. I like it. All right, I need to get my computer set up like we do. While I do that, you can look at the back of my head. Enjoy. Okay. Oh. Boom, 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 boom. There we go. 27 people watching. There we go. 27 people watching. Alan forgot to mute his computer. Alan forgot to mute his computer. See? Let's El Muto. Pop out chat. Paul. Hello, Paul Bennett. Hi. And Michael J. Lassiter, Larry Hughes, Stanley S., John C., Finn Godwolf, Evan McEachin? Evan McEachin? McEacher. Am I butchering that? I apologize. It may seem like I'm having a stroke, but I'm trying to learn. Sparrow's Cave, Line Cook Thor, Harry Beastie, hello from Scotland. Josh Howard, and Jesse Papa Bear. Line Cook Thor, Robert White, Kim Beady-Eyed Brad Kennedy, Paul Bennett. Oh, I just said hi to him already. John Royski, hello John. Stacy Hawkins, Rodney Pope. 5 pets I have. I have 7 pets. 7 pets. Scott McDonald Jr. Jeff Harris 2. Are you a sequel? There's Finn Godwolf again. And James Minnick. Lisa. Skin and Bones. Jenny B. Weird Kid. And L. Copeland. I think I've collected the whole set. Let's turn this on. Boop. Yeah, so new shop lights. Like, that's the big story. Like, I did that today. And if I stand here, it looks like I'm about to be abducted by alien spacecraft. These lights are so bright. This is not a Wolfie's House of Dark Shopness anymore. This is now a bright shop. Hey, Mr. Jimmy. We did have some loud crickets, didn't we? They're right outside. Okay, so we're there. No. Okay, so that's just how it's going to be. I had one new light yesterday, and John, who is talking to me now, I had one new light yesterday, and the color temperature, as far as I can tell, they're pure white. They're not warm white and they're not cold white. They're just freaking white. They're the whitest of the Whitey McWhite lights. Whitest of the Whitey McWhite lights. That's what they are. That's right. Hello, Stacy. I too hope you're feeling well. Al Mantra Art. Hello. Yeah, new lights are very exciting. Like that seems like a little thing, but man, it's so much brighter in here. And I've already had the idea. I've got 2 ceiling fans that I think were installed in the 30s. I know the shop was built in like the 90s, but still, the fans, they're like, because of Texas heat, the blades are drooping. They're not good fans. But I want to take those two out, and I will replace those with 2 more lights, and then I'll mount a couple fans to move air around, but better air movery units. Anyway, so today I have some exciting things, and I have some. This is where, you know, my life is weird. Everything's exciting. Like, there's a lot of exciting stuff that happens. There's a lot of good things. We had 1 day of rain from the hurricane. That's it. John C., I'm not bringing out all the masks again. That's just not going to happen. But as I paint a new one, you'll see that. Yeah, and I'm going to add 2 more, but they'll be on a switch so I can turn them off if I don't need them. But I know me, I normally just kick all the lights on. I'm not like a door half, like I don't do doors that are ajar. The door should be all the freaking way open, or it should be closed. I don't like doors that are ajar. I don't like drawers that are partway open. And I don't like lights on dim. Like, if you're going to turn a light on, turn a light on. I'm not a light dimming kind of guy. But I digress. And I don't have... You're fishing on a kayak. I am so jealous right now. I wish I were fishing on a kayak. So I did some test eyes today. That's kind of exciting. And these eyes match up with the 50 millimeter cabochons that I bought the other day. So that's a rather nice eye, isn't it? Those eyes I made in Photoshop earlier today. Could be possible there's a video on that sometime. Hello, Ron. I'm glad that you're watching a live and not a day later. Thank you for hanging out with us. But yeah, I'm very happy with those eyes and how the eyes are going. What are you fishing for, Micro? What are you fishing for? Yeah, just a little bit of shrapnel for me installing all the lights. There's still a ladder up, you know, that kind of stuff. All right. Hello, Grappy UK and Misty Jazierski. We need more rain in Texas, too. Awesome, Finn. I'm glad you like those scissors. Okay. Hello, doggo. Bella has come in to say hi. Bella. And there's Boris, her cohort. Okay. I gotta get to work. I got stuff to do. There's 63 people watching. No pressure. Holy moly. Okay. Let's make stuff. Exactly. I got stuff to make. Susan Atai, hello. Hello, Enigma. It was a scarecrow cow mask. Okay. That sounds interesting. We have horns and we have a Minotaur. I need to pull up some visual reference for Minotaurs. because I know I want to build something up on the forehead here in order to help those horns out. And these are the horns I did yesterday. I'm happy with them. They're going to need a little bit of dremeling, and I gotta just glue this one together. In the oven, that one was real close to the heat source, so this one kind of shriveled a bit. Michael J. Lassner, that's awesome. Best of luck, man. So on the work schedule tonight, we have Minotaur horns. I have Cujo ears. And what's that?
Oh, it's just the...
Oh, it's just a box. My wife is here. You're good. Everybody act natural. Shannon showed up.
I am not fooled.
Yeah, so good testing stuff today with the eyes. I swapped out all the rest of the lights, and Stan was over earlier. I got all the tools shipped out today. I'm caught up on tool orders finally, so they're all in the mail. And then I have some new tools because all the tools that I had before were ones that I made all the time out of tongue depressors. And there were some things that you just couldn't do with the tongue depressors because of wood grain and that kind of stuff. So these, and this is also a different type of acrylic, but yeah. Anyway, yeah, so this is just it's a different profile on a wrinkle tool, which I really like. That is a different tool for muscle striations, is what I had planned for that. This I thought of the other day. And you have to think not in 2 dimensions. You got to think it's a 2-dimensional tool that you have to think in 3 dimensions to use effectively. My dog Boris just sold a paint stirring stick, and I'm going to let him have it. Because of all the things he could have stolen, that one's not so bad. And Jones has shown up, as he will tell all of you.
Okay. Let's see. Big Dog says hello. Good evening, Big Dog Fest. Plastic messenger.
Hello.
Roger Cope Enigma says the colors are awesome for the tools. John Royski.
Okay.
Why is it transparent?
Well, if you look at the shape of it, but think 3D. Watch this. I'm not like over it. Oh, I need glasses. That's terrible.
Right here.
Oh, I have glasses.
You still won't be able to see how that.
Okay. And let's set this on the ground and not try to hold it in the air. He is right now shopping for things he can steal and put in his mouth. He doesn't know that I'm watching him. He just figured it out. Jerk dog. All right. So I have this little piece of clay. Let's pretend this is like a sculpture part. Put your tool in there. Spin. And by spinning the tool, you can get like warts and boils and things.
Big Dog says, crap, I ordered the first set, now I need a new set. We're not finished.
But look at how rounded that is, you know, and that's because this goes in this way, and then you spin it, and it rounds off everything as it goes. It also is a vein tool so that you can turn on your bionic eyes just by going this way with it. Look at how Oh, see how that's rounded, and then you trench out these. It's also, I guess, a nipple maker. Depends on what you're into. Yeah.
So, explain that there will be a second set at some point. That's
Yeah. As soon as I get enough for a whole different set of tools, then I'll do a different set. But right now, I'm just experimenting. These are things that I could not do before with the tech that I had available. And this piece here does this into clay.
so it's a good cloth wrinkling tool. Clothing wrinkling.
Oh yeah, it is. That's right. But you can just get real smooth ridge striations with it. The other one too, this is not as harsh. So this is what I was going to use for like muscle fibers.
Corduroy maker.
And these I haven't even played with yet, so, but pretty happy with them. I really like the new super curved, because you just can't cut that shape into a tongue depressor. The grain won't let you.
Are these new tools you're working on?
Yes. So you can get real, it's already kind of, differently shaped.
Misty says that one looks like something to use on making the lines on your horns.
Yeah, could be, absolutely. So anyway, there's that. And you guys are oddly zoomed into a table. I don't know what I'm doing. There we go. Okay. What you think, Mike?
Get over it. Sparrow's Cave. So I picked up some of the Halloween book jewelry boxes today from the dollar store at the Hocus Pocus store.
Oh, very cool.
Skin and Bone says it's good to be here for the next couple of hours. And Hard View says Goat Boy Live.
Goat what?
Goat Boy Live.
Yeah. All about that go, go, go. I'm going to get this little patch piece in, and once I get that patch piece in, then I will look up that Minotaur reference. Yeah, it kind of burns the tip of it.
Stone Farmer says shameless plug for my work on that bucket. Oh, is that Home Depot? Stone Farmer? Al Copeland. Thanks for the suggestions on my project on the Facebook page, Alan, and anyone else who might be on right now that also had suggestions.
I am more than happy to suggest stuff to other people, because that requires no actual work on my part. If you've learned anything about me, so I'm not a worker.
Oh, that's
I'm not a worker.
Oh, okay. Sure is what we learned about here.
Yeah.
Mike Murphy says hello. Sorry I'm late.
Mike Murphy, you're late. What the heck?
Really handsome. Depressed tongues use tongue depressors. Would it make them more of a or less depressed?
I think it would make them more depressed because you're actually, it's a depressor, which is like a depressant, but it's different. I'm going to go a little thinner on the side here, but I think that works.
Are the bags over the other two there to keep the clay moist?
Yes.
Yeah, big dog. Someone started early. Already got 2 thumbs down.
Wow.
They brought a friend.
Well, maybe they thought this was a video about the sun or something. Sometimes I get suggested to people because people are watching now, kind of, and then YouTube suggests it, but it suggests it to people kind of at random with maybe not a lot of interest in what I'm doing. So sometimes that's it.
How long working time do you have when clay is covered?
Well, if you like every day, I'll go back and I'll moisten that clay once a day. And if I do that, then I can keep this going for months. I've kept a sculpture going for over 6 months before.
Interesting. The Minotaur blanks looked almost like a reindeer head at once.
Well, okay, it's a goat blank, but it's a goat blank that is close enough to a bull, to a cow, that it can easily become a minotaur. So, and that sort of head, llamas, goats, sheep, they're all very similar. That same head, a little more squat as a sheep, but I could make that work for a sheep. I mean, it's not a universal head, but it certainly gives me a lot of options. I just happened to see that Horror Beauty went on a 9-mile run, and I just got tired reading that. There was a time when Pinterest was just for soccer moms, and it was full of blue geese with pictures or with ribbon around their neck. Geese with blue ribbons around their neck. That's what it was full of. But now different. Pinterest has everything.
Enigma says, I've noticed EM210 gets leather hard like when I'm starting to debate sculpting an EM210.
It's fine. It just keep it moist and keep it covered. That is regular water-based clay for most folks. And I'm looking for my Minotaur board, which is normally hiding down near the bottom.
Hey, Ezekiel. Person asks, is that a goat blank? Goat replies, nay. Oh, ruggedly handsome. Catswood says, what a wonderful break to a day of rebuilding a whole database resulting from non-recoverable fried hard drive. Thanks for being here tonight.
Wow, that's awesome. That sounds terrible. When I say awesome, I mean terrible. That's terrible. All right, so I'm looking at his horns, and what I'm looking at on these guys is really it's the forehead. And I have a lot of different Minotaurs here, and I want to look at how they have an area raised on top of their head that sort of is a different spot of the skull that their horns are attached to. It's very prevalent on this guy.
You weren't close to the storm in Texas, were you, or are you up north?
We're up north. We're in the Dallas area, which is about 2 hours from the northern border. So, yeah. You guys see that? See his butt head? I don't want a butt head like that, but I do think that we need to address the skull for the horns. Just adding a little bit of beef up there, I think. Bone beef would be good. Yep. Okay, I see it now and I know what I'm doing.
Did you update the theme of the Still Feast website? It looks different to me. A little bit, Plastic Ninja. We're doing some upgrades.
Yes, it's a little more on brand, a little bit more of the green color that I like to use all the time, and changing some of the fonts to some of the same fonts I use for YouTube Wednesday.
We're getting ready to activate a lot of things for fall. Is the paint on the website?
Not yet, but very soon, very soon. That has some legal hoops to jump through with getting everything for Prop 64 in California ready to go, as well as just I had a hard time getting containers because there's a container shortage.
Plastic Ninja says, not gonna lie, it looks loads better. Thank you. Still have some changes I want to make though. And we've got a lot of things that we're about to add for the Halloween season. Ezekiel says, I just watched Wolfman 1940 and 2010 back to back, and I'm feeling wolfy.
Oh, hooray. Nothing wrong with feeling wolfy. Nothing at all. Yeah, that's it.
Stone Farmer says, Prop 65, everything here has Prop 65 warning.
Yes, yes.
Ben Godwell. Hey Alan, I have a question that I keep forgetting to ask. When you dump the excess latex from your mold back in the bucket, pour it over a black metal screen or something, what is the reason?
Just to strain it out and to have a place for the mold to rest while it's draining. That's all.
Can I pigment latex base with acrylic paint?
At that point, it's not straight latex, and you're gonna hurt the stretch of the latex. So you're gonna hurt the stretch. That's just all there is to it.
Plastic Ninja, the green background makes the items pop more. Thank you for that. I was actually not sure if the green background was deterring or if it helped, because it always seems to be so easy to put something on black. But the green is a lot more for our color. So thank you, Plastic Ninja. I really appreciate that feedback because I just did this a couple of days ago. I don't even know anybody had seen it yet. And I'm going to do some more. Hopefully that enhances and doesn't deter from it. Skinbone, California has some of the toughest laws. Sawdust and wire are considered hazardous material.
What's hazardous material?
Sawdust and wire.
Yeah, gotta watch out for that sawdust.
Hey, thanks guys. I didn't even know you guys had seen it yet. I just did that like a couple of days ago. And I haven't even done it to the whole website yet. I'm just a little test drive here. So thank you so much. Okay, thank you. We have some video. We found that the video for the sculpting tools really helps people to see how things work before they buy. And we have a few other things that we want to make videos for to just make it easier for people to make a choice on what they want to get. So we'll be adding that.
So I'm using contact cement right now, and I'm going to contact cement these horns in place.
One should make a tutorial on how to make a cheap Zoltar costume.
Zoltar, the fortune teller? Is that the Zoltar of which you speak?
Guys, you are just here. I'm sorry.
I think I want these horns to be facing a little bit down because,
Thank
you know, it'll be easier to gore people, I think, if they're pointed down. If the horns are pointed up, I think he's got to run and really put his head all the way down. Yeah, a little bit up. Not all the way up, but a little bit up.
Kenny P, my notification just now came up. I really don't like being late.
Kenny P, we were discussing your lateness, and we weren't happy about it. Glad you finally showed up.
Classic Ninja. Alan, I seem to remember seeing you with one of those zombie horses from Home Depot a couple of years ago.
It was just a skeleton. Oh yeah, I did have a zombie horse. The only picture that exists of it is me holding it over my head gorilla press style, because if you get a chance to gorilla press a horse, you should do it. But yes, so for our Christmas show, I wanted to do a little girl who got a pony for Christmas. So we got that zombie horse and we cut it open and we filled it full of sludge, which was methylcellulose slime and gore. And we had this very cute, young-looking lady in her, little girl dress and outfit playing with the horse guts while sitting inside the hollowed-out cavity of the horse. That was a lot of fun.
Kenny P just super chatted $5 for his late fee.
Oh, Kenny P, thank you. Appreciate that.
Ezekiel says 12-foot skeletons, the zombie horses, and carriages. Sure are lucky to be able to buy them.
Yes.
Stone Farmer says those horses sold out fast.
They did. You're correct. Yes, Ezekiel, we do have some good Halloween stuff here in the States. And I think that, like many things in the States, we don't understand how good we've got it until some poor Australian sap points it out to us. You guys have, like, Halloween stores during Halloween time?
Stone Farmer says we have an old-fashioned hearse apparently this year.
Yeah, I heard they were doing something with a hearse. I haven't seen that yet, but I did hear it was coming.
Barbie says I want the Victorian hearse from Home Depot.
Yeah.
He says you just hit the nail on the head now. Ezekiel says I have the $2 shop, but most of it's junk, so then you'll pick something up that I can make.
You can make some pretty good junk at a $2 shop. Have a Still Beast on the Road edition, where we're in Australia making Halloween props with Ezekiel. That'd be fun.
Line Cook says I ordered some EVA today for my Whiplash costume.
That's cool. That's awesome. And we have a Minotaur, kids.
Where do you peeps store all these things for refills? They silly.
I don't store a lot. I mean, boy, that's a great question. I have a shop, but most of the stuff that I make is for other people. So I'm making things to sell to other haunted houses. That's what I normally do. So I'm going to do a cheat on this. It's a good cheat. And I want you guys to see it.
Sparrow's Cave says, sounds like fun yet creepy playing in fake horse guts thanks to the shiver tongue inside.
It was also kind of cold. We had a heating pad under it, but the horse guts, they just got cold overnight. It was, you know, thickened water with methyl cellulose and food coloring. And she was dyed pink for a couple days. That's a positive, I guess. It was chilly.
The story about the girl and the horse guts just made our company decide to leave. Thank you again, Alan. Classic ninja.
Sorry.
I'm wanting to extend the mouth on one of those and make it kind of like crocodile mouth instead of pumpkin teeth. What would you use to make the form of the actual mouth and lips?
The mouth on one of what? Of a horse?
Think the zombie horse.
Read it again one more time.
I wanted to extend the mouth on one of those and make it kind of like a crocodile mouth using pumpkin teeth. What would you use to make the form of the actual mouth and lips? Like having the teeth run up the side of the face.
You cut where you need to cut on the horse frame first, because it's a nice sturdy plastic. I like a roto-zip tool for that. That's how we cut out our side. And then I would actually use EVA foam to build up anything new that you need. I'm going to cut this on a bevel, a pretty harsh bevel, beveling underneath of it, so that when I glue it down, I'll be able to glue it down. Well, this is just not as sharp as I want it to be, even post sharpening.
Ezekiel says, I've become thrifty king with all the secondhand shops. It's more fun to make stuff. I'll get back to the USA at some point this year for what it is. Stone Farmer says, I have 6 pallets in the overhead for our haunted house. We're talking about storage. Harvey says, I mean, these home haunters, 12-foot skeletons and hearses and things take up a lot of space.
Oh yeah.
Warmonger says, I started working on 2-foot foam caskets for a neighbor's display. Plastic Ninja, yes, you were correct, it's not a zombie horse. Lisa, hi. Every nook and cranny. Our Victorian hearse is currently taking up space of my husband's car in the garage.
So I'm cutting this off at a pretty hefty bevel. Just by keeping that blade at an angle the whole time that I cut all the way around. And when I glue it on, I'll be able to kind of press this down, and that seam should disappear. It'll be disappeared.
Ezekiel says, just leave the decorations up all year. My neighborhood love that I'm the Halloween dude in the neighborhood. Chad Smith says, I've been here since the beginning. I was driving though. Now I'm just able to send a message. Hello to everybody.
Hello.
Plastic Ninja says, actually, if it's okay with you, I'll send you a Facebook message with a diagram of what I'm thinking about.
Sure.
Maybe easier to explain that way.
Are you making an Amermate, which is an Egyptian creature that has the body of technically it's the body of a hippo, the head of a gator. I think there's some lion parts thrown in there too. If your soul was judged against a feather of Ma'at, but if your soul was found unworthy, if it weighed more than the feather because it had sin on it, then they fed you to Amermate, which is one of my favorite Egyptological monsters. Is Egyptological a word? One of my favorite monsters from the Egyptian pantheon. Let's put it that way.
Ezekiel says, have we lost Psycho Axeman?
I haven't seen him in a while. I might send him a message and see how he's doing.
Misty Jezereski. Plastic wrapping my arms to make holders for the chain I'm going to line the path of my cemetery. I plan on leaving them clear and having blue Christmas lights in. That's beautiful.
Cool.
Love that. Hey, Scott Colvart.
Hey, Scott.
Plastic Ninja says, that isn't the goal, but I do know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I just thought that might mean, because you said crocodile mouth on a horse. That's where my head went. Really working this bevel in.
People are watching.
Okay. So now that this is cut and beveled, I'm not going to glue it so that the bevel is down. I'm going to glue it this way, and then I press the bevel in. And that should get me pretty good results. A little bit of a bump here for his head. In order for it to conform the way that I want, we're going to have to use the oven. Getting plenty of contact cement on this. Now sometimes less is more. That's normally the case with contact cement. If I were drying this any other way but the oven, I would be a little worried about it drying in a timely manner. But I think it'll be. Yep, pretty excited about this Minotaur. He's going to be a lot of fun.
Plastic Ninja says, I'm doing the Horseman of the Famine.
Oh, okay. I gotcha.
I'm doing good, Ezekiel. Yeah, I do. It's work-wise for us. We actually have, the storm was far from us, but we have a lot of people who came up north taking some shelter. And so, but you know, it's nothing like Hurricane Harvey 3 years ago, where we had just thousands of people who came up here taking shelter. And,
Literal droves.
Droves, or Katrina or Rita also brought, you know, thousands of people up the main highways up north, and they came here, they stayed. Hurricane Katrina refugees were here for years. So, in comparison, this was nothing. So, it kept us busy, but nothing compared to what it has been. But thank you. Is this a mask or a bust?
This will be a mask.
Plastic Ninja says, I've always imagined that horse would be kind of carnivorous.
Oh, of course. Yeah. I'll tell you what, though, I always thought of his mouth and head being a little more insect-like he was a fly or a mosquito, because, you know, if you think about people that have been famined up, yeah, I guess that would work. Yeah, maybe I'm thinking of pestilence. His is the one I thought should be like a mosquito-headed horse. Okay, so that went into what I call the oven, which is really a pet carrier covered in aluminum foil with a Harbor Freight heat gun in the back. So there you go.
Skin and Bones. Alan, have you ever done Midsummer Scream or Scare LA conventions in California?
Yes, I have. I haven't been in a few years, but several years ago, I went to them a couple years in a row. I've done both.
Yeah, we had fun.
I enjoyed them.
Alan should have been on Jeopardy, because he is filled with a lot of odd knowledge that doesn't pertain to everyday world. Your Trivial Pursuit.
Yes, I do enjoy Trivial Pursuit. I would enjoy Jeopardy, but mostly monster stuff. If you'll monsters, design, that kind of thing. That's going to be really nice. I should grab another heat gun and warm this up. You know what? I'm going to use the same heat gun. And I'll make sure that this is dry. Okay. Alexa, countdown. 1 minute. One minute.
Pastor Andrew says famine is usually associated with locusts because the Middle East, where the biblical canon is from, that was one of the big things that could cause you to Grant Charles is below. And he said, just got my supply of skeletons, so the lounge has about 30 odd skeletons. Trying to put them into storage. My mother is not so pleased on her biscuits. Kat so says, but isn't it fun to watch some faces when I realize they do not know you at all? And Justin Ruby says, hi.
Hello, Justin Ruby.
93 people are watching.
Minotaur time. Alexa, stop. What is not fun is reaching in the oven and grabbing the wire instead of grabbing the thing you intended to grab.
Big Dog says, tomorrow is organize the garage and shop day, and I'll need bourbon and pizza for that. Big Dog, did you get your notification that your tools and your t-shirt shipped? You should have gotten that. Ezekiel says, sounds like a big day, Big Dog. And Chad Smith says, we're going to get Costco near us. I've heard for a few years that that's the place to buy skeletons. Should I get membership and buy Halloween stuff there? Is it worth it?
Home Depot has just as good a skeletons as Costco. They're about the same price, about $30. So Costco having a quasi-exclusive membership, it's just easier to access Costco with less crowds than it is Home Depot. So I don't know that one is necessarily much better than the other. There you go.
Big Dog says, I'll find stuff I didn't know I had. It will.
Now let's go back to our reference, because we just fixed that. Let me throw this mask on real quick. I got so hot changing out all these lights today that I jumped in the pool. So I very much have pool hair. I apologize.
Very nice.
What?
I think you look very nice.
Okay, I like that. It's very lightweight too. It's not heavy like you would think it is. Okay. Y'all tried to jump. I seen it. Very lightweight.
Down.
What?
It says, don't apologize for your mermaid hair.
Hooray! Okay, so this is one, I'm just looking at my references here. Ears right under the horns, that's nice. Let's zoom in a little. Okay, so see these ears are right underneath of the horns, and the horns are sitting kind of high on the head, the same way I did those. Next Minotaur. The ears are upward sloping. The horns are very high on the head. Ears are right underneath and slightly forward of the horns. Ears directly below the horns, and the horns are high on the head, above the eye line. Ears below. These ears are directly below the horns. Again, the horns are well above the eye line. These are the ones from Chronicles of Narnia. Here are the ears right below. Plastic Ninja, you can send that horse diagram to stiltbestudios@gmail.com. stiltbestudios@gmail.com. His ears are straight out from under the horns. I don't like these horns that go straight up. Like, I'm not a big fan of that. I just want to put a rubber hose between them and make a slingshot. Very small ears, rounded, right underneath the horns. So it looks like right underneath the horns is pretty much the mat. These are in front of the horns. See, the horns are here, and then the ear is directly in front. But I think I'm going to go underneath because of how our head is set up.
Okay. Where would be the best place to send the horse diagram?
I did answer that while you were gone because it popped up right in front of me. I didn't see much else, though.
John C. says, when in the pool, you look like Jason Momoa.
Well, see, actually, I'm very svelte to begin with. It's just you guys always see me on camera, and apparently that adds 125 pounds.
Ezekiel says, Minotaur's got some good gym workouts.
They
And
do.
El Copeland says, I'm allow myself to a Costco membership because I live in the studio and only me and my dogs, and it won't stop me from buying for a family of 6.
Exactly.
Got you, El Copeland. I cook for a family of 6, and there's only 2 of us here.
Yeah, see, Minotaurs, they're very healthy. Very healthy. You know what? We're going to make some ears for the Minotaur, and we're going to make some ears for Cujo. Let me grab some 5mm foam. You can tell this is a leftover cutout from Mum Ra's helmet that we made.
Yes, hello, kitty. Chickens and cats join us. Chickens, I got a chicken chicken. There she goes.
And I don't think I want the ears to be massive. Oh boy, I have a visit from doggos. Wife, can you call these doggos? They've literally come between me and my work. In every sense of the words. Okay.
Okay. Hi guys, would it be alright to put a short video of the dragons I've been making on the Creepers page with your permission, of course?
You never need permission for dragons, sir. Dragons do not require permission. That's a good Minotaur ear, I've decided. And if it looks like I just winged that ear design, you're correct.
Robert, post all the dragons.
Cheney, what are you barking at?
Barking at his sister.
He's barking at Bella because she's not paying him any attention. Dogs.
Plastic Ninja says, no rush at all, just whenever you have an abundance of free time on your hands.
That's how I live my life. With an abundance of free time. And yet, here we are, making monsters in the garage.
Three dogs and a cat.
Yeah, that's good. Except, I want this to do that. It's all about silhouette, guys. Silhouette is king. So the ears are cut out of 5mm EVA foam, and the horns and that headpiece here was cut out of floor mat foam, which is much more akin to 12mm foam. The 5mm foam is thinner, and it's better for those thinner parts of the body like ears and that kind of thing. All right, so I'm going to get some
contact cement on this. I keep putting the contact cement away as if I were done with it. That's not how my life works.
Higher camera, please. Fur ears, any flocking on the nose area?
Yeah, I'm going to look at, again, I'm going to look at some references of actual bulls and see kind of what their head looks like. But I'm thinking that I will do the longer hair up in here that goes back around this way, the big hair on the back of the ears, and the hair under the neck here this way, and then all of this being flocked. I think that'll look really nice. And now I'm just going to wait a minute or two for that to dry a little before I end up putting it in the oven, because I want this to dry before this dries, because this will speed dry in the oven. Also, this thin foam does not take a lot of oven time to really get malleable, and then I can put a nice curl on those ears and really change the shape.
Plastic Ninja says, sometimes I think about moving to a different country, but two of my primary interests just don't work out in other places. Halloween being one of them.
Yeah. And now we have to look at some Cujo reference. I'm gonna let you guys stay right there though and look over my shoulder. Wife, want to tell a story?
Sure. That's a story.
There she is.
Hi. Okay. How much time I got?
Minute and a half.
So, you guys know that Alan likes to fish, and fishing is actually something that I encouraged him to start doing. At one point, it seemed like he needed something that was not work, and he needed something that was a brain break, because all he was his work. So I encouraged him to go fishing. I was raised fishing, and I loved to fish. So it was always something that I thought would be good for him. He loved it. It was great. Alan does not bring fish home for me to clean and cook, which I would certainly do, but he doesn't like to kill the fish. Now, he likes to eat fish, but not fish he caught. So he doesn't bring the fish home. But we have a plan in place when he fishes, because he doesn't fish off of a nice clean pier. He doesn't fish off of a nice clean bass boat. He tends to go fishing in reservoirs, drainage ditches, and just wild places that you have to hack out in the wilderness with a machete. And this is where he likes to fish, primarily because he likes to fish for alligator gar. And if you're anywhere in the south, if you know about alligator gar, you know that you're not going to find them in the most friendliest of waters, but that's where he likes to go. So we have a plan in place. He always has to have his phone with him, and he also has to have a knife, a good-sized knife, to defend himself. And
From hobos.
From hobos. One of the reasons, of course, with the, he really does. I mean, he's going to find a body one day. But one of the main reasons why with the phone, number one, Alan has gotten stuck. He's driven the dark hour van to some places he shouldn't have before and gotten stuck with the giant dark hour van. Because he takes the van fishing with him, because he can put a kayak in it, a lot of times people will see the van on the side of the road, and it looks like it's broken down on the side of the road because it's pulled off to where he can just drag the kayak out when they're fishing. And so I will get calls from people all the time. They'll say, "Oh my God, Alan's in trouble. The dark hour van is on the side of the road." Like, he's fine. He's fishing. And it happens all the time. So he will take the dark hour van, and sometimes he's taken it before and got stuck, which I have to take my car, and my car has four-wheel drive, and we have to have a four-wheel drive car in the family for many reasons, but this is one of them. And to get him pulled out of the mud.
How embarrassing is it? You have to call your wife to pull you out of the
That's
mud.
what I do. I told you guys, being Mrs. Hops is not for sissies. And one of my jobs is taking my truck and pulling him out of the mud. The second thing is we have a plan in place. And at any time he is kayak fishing and he lands something so big that he needs backup, I am backup. And he has to drop a pin to show me where he is, because sometimes, and I honestly, I don't know, one of these days it's going to happen where somewhere I'm just going to wade out to it, which I would do. But we literally have to have a plan in place. If he catches a massive gar, which we have here, my job is to get to him and help him bring in the cart.
I've landed about a 6-footer on my own.
So he did great with a 6-footer in a kayak, but they get bigger than that. So I am backup. I am alligator gar backup. And if you're asking whether or not I would jump in the water to bring in an alligator gar, the answer is absolutely yes, because that has to happen. Now, what we do with the gar, we take a picture with him and then we let it go. Because, alligator gar
And
is
teach him a valuable
it's a
lesson.
bony, bloody fish. We'll give him a stern talking to and tell him, to not do this again, and then let him go. But yeah, that's the backup plan. So at some point on if this happens, we'll of course photograph it and share it with you guys. So you can see that there we are in chest deep water with a giant gar and looking like a bunch of ruffians. But that's part of my job. When I took vows before the Lord, it was to help bring an alligator gar. I guess that's part of it, because I will absolutely jump in the water and get that gar out. And so that's part of my barrel vows, help bring in the alligator gar.
That's right.
Take a picture of the gar, let the gar go. That's
And if you don't know what an alligator gar looks like, it's a dinosaur. I'm trying to catch dinosaurs. That's what I'm after.
Dinosaur fishes in a kayak. Yes. Hey, Miss Auto K. Just clean up the lake, three Shannon, go get it. Yeah. That's literally, he would drop it. And he actually, called me, and I have a plan in place, and I drop what I do, and I'm going to go help him bring in that fish.
Now, I do tend to lean more towards adventure fishing than my wife does. So, I might have to hack through some brush to get to a good fishing spot.
Yeah.
And she does not want to do that, per se. So, not uncommon for me to go fishing alone. And also wade fishing. I'm up to my chest in water while I'm casting. That's just how I do. And...
But I will, if you were somewhere and I had to get in, I will.
Oh, yeah. But if I need help, she's there.
It's coming. We'll bring in the fish, then we'll let the fish go, and then we'll go back to dinner.
All right, Minotaur ears are in and Cujo ears are cut out.
Warmongers, it's funny how Shannon asked for a time span and instantly could come up with a random funny story. Oh my God. And Warmonger, there are some stories I have that are never going to see the light of day.
Right.
So I have to take a moment and see what can I share with you nice people. And there's some things that are absolutely off that list. But then otherwise, yeah, oh my God, there's plenty of stories. Skin and bones, I just Googled an alligator gar and holy huge fish.
Yeah, they get pretty huge.
Chad. There's a comment from Chad. Okay, I don't know where I do it, but Chad says, I think I have my primary forms down and I started working on my secondary forms. John C. says, honk the horn in a remote area and campers will be showing a video with crazy audio of one of the cryptic channels. Yes. Hey, Michael Lasker, we do. He says, we actually have done that and we enjoyed it very much. Wade fish in the Gulf.
Wade fishing.
In the Gulf.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah.
then marsh fishing in the Gulf.
Oh, yeah.
That-
Marsh fishing was great.
That was the best. It kind of looks like Calabos in the background. That's the Krampus face.
Oh, that is the Krampus mask that will be turned into a pelican here very soon.
The Stanleys.
Yeah, Stanley's. Is he on?
I do not see Stanley. Hang on a second.
But I got in the mail today, I
Yeah.
got myself some backer rod. So I have 1-inch backer rod and I have 3/4-inch backer rod. And this is to make hair-like dreads for Pelican. So this will be coming up probably this week. It seems like I haven't done much on the Minotaur, but I assure you, the Minotaur is rapidly underway. Okay.
Scott Colhart, I just sent you an email.
This this ear I put the glue on the wrong side of. I was making him 2 left ears, not a right ear and a left ear. Wait, yeah, 2 right ears is what I did.
Stanley is here. Hey.
Hey, Stanley.
Yeah, that's
We'll
Stanley.
be working on you soon, sir.
C. Young says you should do bow fishing. Here in Arkansas, we get huge ones. The only problem with
Yeah,
that is
it's hard to give them a stern talking to and let them go. That's more fish murdering than fish sporting, you know? I want the fun of catching it, and I want the fish to have had a good time also. It's like, it was great, you know, I was swimming, I met a new guy, he was awesome. Yeah.
Ezekiel says you don't want to wade fish up north here in Australia. You'll be hunted.
Yeah, that's a lot of bitey.
Keith Whittington, I just saw a 6 to 8 footer do a roll on the surface early this morning as I crossed Lake Eufaula in Oklahoma.
Yeah, I mean, they get massive, and they're so fun to catch. It's like you hooked into a log that's trying to swim away.
Chad Smith says, I watched Nightbreed last night. Holy creature time. Batman, there was a lot of creature design in it.
Yeah, isn't that great? Yeah, it's a good movie.
Have you ever molded a fish like you did that snake?
No, I haven't.
Have you ever ate alligator gar?
No, I haven't. I ate alligator every day for about 6 months. When I worked at Gatorland. Okay, ears are on. So now I have ears and horns on the Minotaur. That is going to be fun.
This is Michelle's.
Uh-huh.
She's on tonight.
Well,
No, she's not. It's awesome so far. Very cool.
that is the big silhouette work on him done, which is nice. It's already 9:30. I think I'm going to move and start putting the ears onto Cujo. I don't know if we have a Larry Hughes in the house.
Are you going to flock him?
Yes, I'll flock his face.
It says, I love it already. Nice. Have you decided on the teeth yet?
I'm going to sculpt new teeth for it, actually.
Keith Whittington. When I was a kid, I caught one on my trot line. I didn't know what it was. My neighbor cleaned using a hacksaw and vice grips. Tasted just like fish, but had the texture of chicken.
Yeah.
Spook Shack said, Larry Hughes is here.
Larry.
Here's your boy. Spook Shack says, you molded a snake?
I did. 7-footer python. This is going to be Cujo. And I'm looking at my Cujo reference. So the ears are going to slope down slightly from the head. They're going to go on like this, and then we'll heat them up and bend them down this way. And while this looks pretty long, he's got some long ears like that.
Keith Whittington says, I am at the Castle of Muskokie working on haunts.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, you guys are doing some kind of like a magical creature, magical night walk thing.
How did the snake turn out?
Through much effort, it turned out pretty good.
Tell them what it's for.
It was for a Britney Spears impersonator who hired me to make her the yellow snake that Britney Spears danced with at the MTV Music Awards. So that's that. And it's going to go from, I'm looking at reference points. It's going to go from above the eye, and they hang to down below the corner of the mouth. Okay, so that's about right. That's about right there. Okay.
Will Cujo be bloody?
Yeah.
YouTube Wednesday idea, how to catch an alligator gar.
Well, let me run out of Halloween ideas first.
Wasn't the name of the energy drink on role models called Minotaur?
I don't know.
Where do you get the 5mm foam?
Hobby Lobby has it. Any craft store has it now. You can order it online. TNT Cosplay Supply has it.
How did you obtain a dead python?
You know what? I did an internet search, and I asked some people, and I actually need to break that mold out again and make a copy for the very nice lady who mailed me that snake. It just worked out where I didn't have a chance to make her a copy before. Just didn't have a chance. And I hadn't perfected it. I made a bunch of them, but I still don't. I wouldn't do it the same way now. And I'm gonna make snakes. You just can't get good snakes for haunted houses right now. And the world needs a good $100 snake. It's just not out there. Yeah. There needs to be a company out there called Haunt Critters that makes snakes and other animals and stuff for haunts. The ones that are out there are a bit too expensive. Once again, we're going to heat up the head a little bit to get this contact cement dry. Now this was not sculpted to be Cujo. This was sculpted to be a bear. But it does look enough like a St. Bernard to pass. And I will do some creative fluffery with it too.
Good night, Plastic Ninja. Ben Goggins said if you put a snake up for sale, I bet it would be a hot item. It would be a much more expensive item.
Yeah, the snakes would be about $200.
That's the heaviest for shipping.
Sure glad these doggos are here to make my life easy. Gotta step over dogs. I have to step over 2 dogs on the way to the oven, which is, 8 feet away. 10 feet a dog.
Sparrow's Cave says Cujo scared the heck out of me when I was little, and Freddy and Chucky. But now the only one that scares me today is Pinhead from Hellraiser and the gore in the Saw movies.
Yeah, Saw movies were a big change.
Did you freeze the snake first?
The snake was shipped to me frozen. It did not stay that way long. I put it back in the freezer. It was less fun than you think, molding a giant dead snake would be.
Did you cast it in silicone?
I molded it in silicone. I casted it in urethane. Let's grab an ear. Okay, I have a big Cujo up on the board, up on the TV. I pulled up a big Cujo that I can use for ear reference while I'm forming and heat forming this ear. I'm going to start what I want. This.
Derek Wedding says, good evening. Insert Alfred Hitchcock.
Read.
Have you tried eating walleye?
I have not tried eating walleye. I'm not a huge fish eater, I'll be honest with you. I enjoy fishing for fun. I like being out in nature, and I like fighting animals. The legalest way to do that is to fish. Okay. Ears connect pretty far back on the head. Cujo here, Cujo there. A little
Ezekiel
more.
says, I'd love to ride with them alligator hunters on my bucket list.
Oh, ride with alligator hunters?
Big Dog says, big puppy ears.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you know, this wasn't a creature that they, got like a super scary one. It was a family dog. And I think that's one of the things that, scares people about it is that, we have animals in our home that could tear us apart. I just got done reading an excellent book called De-Evolution. The same author who did World War Z, Max something. And it's about Bigfoot, and it's a really good book. I enjoyed it. Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Ellis Fire. Working on the website as well to make some changes. We got some things we're about to add. The fall season coming up, and it's going to be a very different fall season for many people, ourselves included. So there's some changes coming. 100 people are watching. Big Dog says it was a Saint Bernard.
It was a Saint Bernard, yes.
Dreamed by Arlene, Max Brooks, son of Mel. Is that true?
Yeah.
Max Brooks wrote World War Z?
Yeah.
That's Mel Brooks' son? Is
Yeah.
that Mel Brooks and Anne Bancroft?
I don't know who his mama is, but
He is! Wow, that just makes him even more cool. That is awesome. I had no idea.
yeah, a lot of this is going to be kind of right.
Well, I am an Anne Bancroft fan, so that is very cool. Alan, do you remember the flying fishing lure? I was in the infomercial back in the 90s. It was a great lure.
I do not remember that. The flying fishing lure?
Random question. Are you a larger person and your shop is cement slab? Do you wear special type shoes or have inserts? My feet kill me after 8 hours.
I'm a fat guy, yes. And yes, it's a cement slab floor. I do sit down as often as I can. You'll see me wearing a back brace every now and then. I go through phases where my feet hurt, but normally it's my lower back.
Warmonger says your dogs would tear you apart if you dressed like a lump of clay.
Yes, they would. Boy.
Your dog says that this needs drool.
Oh, it'll get drool. I think these are going to be its eye cabochons. You know what? Let's do something that we normally don't do. Alexa, what time is it?
The time is 9:49 p.m.
Okay.
Enjoy the night.
Let's build us some Cujo eyes. But I'm going to start with the computer program part of it. And we'll go through everything that I have to go through to get these eyes right. And my wife can read me your questions throughout this whole process. I'm going to use Photoshop because I have Photoshop. If you don't have Photoshop, GIMP is available as a free program. First thing I'm going to do is look up Saint Bernard eyes. They did not get him to wear contacts, and they didn't really change his eyes for the movie. They look like an amber color, and they have that, they droop underneath, kind of like Bella has one eye that droops like that. It's a good picture. Save image as, let's just save it. Pull it up in Photoshop. I was working on eyes earlier, if you can't tell. File, open. And I already have a couple Cujo pictures saved. Okay, let's get these guys here. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not as good with this as I am clay, so I might not be as quick speaking and doing this kind of work at the same time. That looks like a nice brown eye.
So red eyes would be cool, or gold. Horror Beauty says saggy eyes.
Yes, a little saggy. I'm looking at this one, and this is a brown, reddish brown eye with more white showing at the bottom. I'm looking at that white showing at the bottom. Yeah, so now I go back to the computer and I look at a couple more references. I do like this like white film that's kind of over this eye. It looks a little unhealthy. I see a lot of cataract eyes. This is not a Saint Bernard. That's obviously a Burmese mountain dog. But I'm going to use its eyes. Try Saint Bernard eye close up. Now, and there could be some medical-y stuff here, just be aware. Not my intent to show any cruelty to animals. It should be obvious to everybody that I love animals. Okay, now I have that eye. This is a really nice eye. That's a hawk eye. But animal eye. Now that I know the color, it's a round pupil, so anything with a round pupil will work. Boom. I think this is it. That's a good eye. I can tweak it a little bit towards the red section. I'm going to go under Tools. I'm going to go under Size, Large. And now I'm going to get higher pixel images than normal. They'll be listed in size, which if I want a good graphic eye, then that's what I need.
Puppet Master.
Hello, Puppet Master.
Finn Gobber said, 103 people watching. Trolls have already struck. And Puppet Master says, aren't trolls a good thing for this type of channel? It's not the trolls I'm referring to.
Yeah.
Hey, Gregory Hayes. Safe travels to you. Hey, Puppet Master. We have somebody who we are pretty sure has subscribed for the sole purpose of when they get the notification, they give us a thumbs down and they're gone. And I think they made some friends, so, okay.
Okay, here we go. This wall, you know what? Yeah, this is the eye I'll use. This is a really nice eye. It's a good image. Save image as save. It's the background information here. Photoshop, file, open. Okay, so now what I want to do is I'm just going to jack this eye. I'm stealing this eye. I like it.
Warmonger says, try taxidermy eyes. I'm sure there will be some close-up pictures.
Yes, there are, but they're some of the most used, so I actually try not to do those. I know that's a little silly. I'm making a new layer, and if you are a graphic designer, my refusal to use hotkeys may really bother you. Okay, so now I have made a circle that I can put directly over this eye
Hey, Nathan
and
Jones.
steal it. Hello, Nathan Jones. Did he order tools? Is that where I know that name from?
That's exactly who. Very good.
Okay.
Yes, Nathan. You will ship out on Monday, Nathan.
Edit. Copy. Oh, wait. Oh, I gotta move this. Okay. Edit. Copy. So I'm going to copy what's right underneath that circle. And now I'm going to go to my eye format. Edit. Paste. Edit. Free transform. So I want to transform this eye and make it bigger. I'm going to make it just the same size as this for now. And there's probably fancier, easier ways to do this than I do it, but that's how I do. Again, I'm your friend, I'm not your smart friend. And also, now see, this has a piece of eyelid that's obscuring part of this. So what I want to do is I want to duplicate this layer. Edit. Okay, and then that second layer that I'm on, I'm going to rotate it. So I will do transform, rotate. And that allows me to spin this eye in place. And I can move that eyelid down to the bottom where it's kind of dark, but then I can erase it. So now I can get a big eraser with a 0 hardness, so that edge is going to be fuzzy. And now I can erase this down here. And I have a whole eye again.
Zika says, if you have any Photoshop help, reach out. I have 25+ year experience.
I think I got about 8, but I'm not, you know, my 8 is all messing around for haunt stuff. All right, so this is what I needed. Also, I can see the clouds and like a building outline in this owl's eye. I don't want that. I'm going to take my gloss from the cabochon that I put over this. So I'm going to actually black in that pupil again.
Spook Shack says, will you print out the eye?
Yes. And now I have 2 layers of that eye, so I'm going to go ahead and merge those together. And then once I print this out, I'll be able to put a cabochon over it and glue it in, and it'll look pretty dang eye-like. I'm just using the arrow keys to move this over, and I'm pretty happy with my size. How many guys say that all the time? Let's get my paint can. Let's black that in. Edit. Let's deselect. All right, so that is the basis of my Cujo eye, right there. Now, size-wise, I'm going to check the cabochons that I chose I was going to use. What I don't want is I don't want him to have really big eyes. If he has really big eyes, he'll look cute. Big eyes are for babies. Big eyes are for things that are cute. And Cujo ain't cute. We are 1 inch and 1/8. Going to merge these two layers.
Sparrow's Cave says, I thought Cujo had eyes that were brown and slightly bloodshot. While he was on the rampage, though, the owl eyes looked dead on to that.
Well, see, this eye is what I was seeing in most of the pictures. Now, there's a lot under it. There's a lot of white and stuff under it because of how much sags. But that's not the eye shape changing. That's all the stuff around the eye. So getting the eye simple like this is going to be a biggie. Let's move this.
Cara Beauty says, yeah, like that study they did, anything with big eye then created a spider since a lot of people fear them. And Edson says, good evening.
Hey, Edson. You know what? We're going to make this be free transform. Just going to change the scale of this to be 1 inch and 1/8. Each one of those blocks is 1 inch. So a block and a half would be 1 inch and 1/8. Perfect. Now I'm going to duplicate it because we want 2 eyes. And then let's get these guys on the same layer. Let's go to filter, no, image, adjustments. I want to bump the brightness a little bit because you always use you lose some brightness when you are printing. I'm going to bump the contrast a little bit. Okay, and then again, image adjustments. Let's look at vibrance. Turn the saturation up. Oh, I like that. Again, I'm going to lose some of this in the print. So it's a little brighter than it will be finally printed. And let's print this out and see how it looks. Now, I might need new ink too. I remember something about that. And I'm not printing on photo paper right now, but having the eye built will greatly help. Now we're back on action stuff. I must be showing you this very sexy eyeballs.
Something sad. Yeah, Spin says, "Hey Alan, I purchased the old V television series on DVD. I've been watching it at night, halfway through. Boy, it takes me down memory lane."
Which television show?
V.
Oh, V, yeah.
You can always do a bloodshot effect when you paint it white.
These eyes don't, animal eyes don't have white. Like you won't see any, the only white you'll see is underneath. Yeah, so this is the iris part, and you won't have a lot of white on it. Yeah. All right. Okay, we'll grab some glue. I'm going to glue that one together. This is 5-minute epoxy.
And it says, "I'm waiting for you to sing these eyes." Edson says, "Were you just cartoon cussing?"
Me? No.
Jack
Yes.
says the eyes do look good. And HBK Style says, "Do you still work with leather?"
Yeah, of course.
Edson says, "Like the old Bugs Bunny cartoons, the cartoon cussing."
That is, I would like to say that's where I learned how to cuss. Not true. There you go. Now that 5-minute epoxy will set.
Are you guys far away from Hurricane Laura?
Yes. We got a storm that was pushed out of the way by Laura, but we didn't get anything real.
Alan, cartoon cuss is better than anyone in the world. Have Shannon tell stories about riding roller coasters with him. That was Puppet Master.
All right now.
Thanks, Puppet Master. That's good. You know what? If I ever get snubbed for a story time, Puppet Master, I'm going to contact you because you will remind me of many
He'll tell stories you don't want to tell.
years of adventures. Skin and Bones, I'm gonna make a Krispy Kreme donut run right now. The wife will be watching while I drive.
Hooray.
Oh no, Puppet Master says not whole stories.
Yeah. No.
Stephen Holbert says Alan cusses? No way. Oh my God, Puppet Master.
See what you've done.
It's impossible not to miss you guys this time of year.
All right. So, look, I made some eyes. You can't see them because they're covered up.
Is there any special reason why you're using 5-minute epoxy instead of another adhesive?
Because it's done in 5 minutes. And I like speed. Yeah, I mean, that's it. Fast. It's going to be fast. Yeah, over here. Alexa, countdown, 10 minutes.
10 minutes, starting now.
Dang, now I want a donut.
Yeah, you ain't lying. What time is it where you're at, where you're driving out for Krispy Kremes? It's 10 p.m. here. And frankly, I admire you.
Stephen Holbert says, stop talking about donuts. I'm getting hungry. Hey, Will Carrot. So this isn't a mask, it's a bust, so to speak.
Yes, it'll be a wall mount.
This mask reminds, oh no, Stephen Holbert, no. This reminds me of Nancy Pelosi. No, not here.
Yeah. Please don't say anything political on my channel.
Please
I'd
don't.
appreciate it if you don't. I'm not even joking. I don't even care which side you like. Doesn't matter.
There's got to be a place we don't have.
Yeah, there's got to be one spot in the world where you're free from it. I have decided this is my corner that I'm going to defend. This channel, I have roughly 40,000 people to take care of. On Latex Mass Central, I have about 16,000 people I got to take care of. On my personal Facebook, about 5,000 people I have to take care of. And I don't mean that in a negative way at all. One of the things I'm going to take care of is keeping that political crap away.
Stephen says sorry.
Stephen, I accept your apology.
Ezekiel says, amazing how bear and some dog anatomy is close.
Yeah, now see, the St. Bernard has much bigger jowls than the bear, so I looked at a lot of the Cujo, and I just needed some more slack jaw to hang down right here, because just the bear just did not have it. I'm going to use the same clay to build in around the eyes. Okay.
Catsup says, crazy world, someone has decided California is in Texas. My Dodgers are playing in Texas, and yet we are blacked out. Crazy times. Puppers are sniffing for clay. Yes.
They're sniffing for whatever they can get into.
What can they get into?
What can I chew up and destroy? That's what they want to do. That's what they decided to do with their lives. It's their calling. Okay, so I added a little bit of jowls. A lot of what else I add is going to be up here in the apples.
You're at 10:08.
Yeah.
101 people are watching.
And how many?
101
Oh.
on Saturday night.
I set a timer. So this, okay, so the clay that I'm using, this material here, it's EVA foam clay. They call this Creative Cosplay Compound, Creative Cosplay Clay Compound, so they call it C4. This is from TNT Cosplay Supply. I also have some up there from Michael's that is pretty much the same. Actually, you know what? I got some from Hobby Lobby. I don't think I have any from Michael's. I lied to you just now. Now this is what the dogs look like when they're surprised. We'll have to build a little bit over that. Even when he was agitated, they still have a healthy hood over their eye right here. So that's going on.
Are you using foam clay, epoxy clay?
This is EVA foam clay.
Hello, Philip Earl. Masato says, I love TNT cosplay.
Yes.
Excuse me.
They have some good stuff. If I could stop dropping this clay on the ground, that would be optimal.
Does foam clay adhere pretty well to latex without an adhesive?
Okay. Now it's going to dry in that shape, so I'll have a little bit of a vacuum bond. But then above and beyond that, I'm going to actually have to, I'm going to put latex over this whole thing. I'm going to stipple that with latex.
Is Alan just doing the mask, or is there a remainder of body getting made too?
No, it's just the head on a plaque.
This is for a customer.
Yes. And believe it or not, this image of Cujo that I'm using, he actually does have a bit of a menacing brow. So I put that on there. And I can kind of blend this off and just push it until it disappears, and then it rolls off. So I get a nice thin edge. And that thin edge is good for blending. Look at a couple more references.
Lisa says this is an awesome technique.
Alexa, stop. Well,
Is that a panther head on the shelf behind Cujo?
kind of. That's difficult. Okay, we'll just do it this way. Sorry guys, I'm trying to line up an image here. And sometimes your image tells you that what you're doing is wrong, and you gotta fix it. The images don't lie. I need to get this eye a Binda.
Poison props use ghoulish production masks for their props.
Sometimes. Yeah, Adam uses a lot of stuff for his stuff. I don't think Adam sculpts so much as puts it together.
What a geeks. Hey! Hey y'all, I'm driving back a day early, just checking that you still didn't want me to stop in. Nobody geeks. Your order is not ready. Those leeches, you have to pour them one at a time, sir.
Yeah.
Stephen Holbert, you're lucky you can work in a garage instead of leasing a studio.
Yes, I am. Look. And look.
Chad says, reminder, I messaged you on Messenger about the link for chip brushes on Amazon.
Oh, yeah, I'll get there, man. Sorry. That is more reference-like. How you doing over there, wife?
Ah, got it. Something is making me sneezy.
You allergic to spooky dogs?
No.
That's better. That's better. So a lot of the references that I've got, the eye is very hooded. So you're only getting like half of the pupil. And I might even have to cut a little more into this head in order to free up some room underneath the eye to give it more of a droop. I may have to cut off the whole snout and pull it down a little bit and do a little reconstructive surgery.
Glad you did. Glad you did that to the eyes. I thought I was seeing it wrong, says Mike Murphy. And Ezekiel says, yeah, now it looks sinister.
Well, sinister and just more of the eye is hidden, you know. It doesn't have a lot of eye showing. All right, but that is enough for today. I'm going to let this clay cure up. We got some work done on the Minotaur. We got some work done on El Cujo here. And even him, I need to bring his forehead out a little bit more too. I can do that with fur, I think, because it's a little more square. He has a little more of a forehead than this guy does. But anyway, I digress. It's 10:20. Getting a little bit late. With this kind of clay, you do want to get all the air out of the bag and seal it up really nice. I want you guys to see me doing that, so I didn't skip out on the processes. Then it goes onto a tub to further keep air away from it. And that's how it'll stay good here in Texas. Put a lid on contact cement. All right, you guys are awesome. Thanks for hanging out. I hope that you guys had a great day and have a great day tomorrow. If you get a chance, make something, do something, create. Attempt to produce more than you consume. The world is not geared for that right now. Where so many things are being sent to you for you to consume, whether it's media, whether it's commercials or whatever. Just try to make stuff too. Try to put things out in the world for other people to see and for other people to consume, you know. Anyway, just, yeah, have a great day. Have a good night. Wife, say good night.
Good night.
I say good night, and I say, go make stuff.